Excuse me. You know, you're supposed to cough into your elbow. I don't know, sir. I learned that actually covering your White House.
Actually, that's true, but fortunately I'm alone in my home, but that's okay.
All right.
I agree, you're right.
You should it's kind of old school to do it with your hand. Do it into your elbow. You're supposed to do it.
These people are sick.
The lime dog-faced pony soldier.
It's weird to think that so-called Super Tuesday, which wasn't actually that super in the end, it never is, but it was only 3 weeks ago. You'd be forgiven if you'd forgotten all about it or about the 2020 election. For several days last week, the presumptive Democratic nominee, Joe Biden, essentially vanished. That changed yesterday when he reappeared, apparently under pressure from his advisors to give interviews, including this bizarre one with this weird grinning buffoon on MSNBC.
Why doesn't he just act like a president?
That's a stupid way to say it.
You know, Donald Trump was asked.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, probably best I don't. I just can't figure the guy. It's like, I don't know, it's like watching a yo-yo. I shouldn't have said it that way. It's like watching...
It sounds that way. I want to
Just blanks out right in the middle of the interview. Sad, actually, and it's not the only interview that's happened. It's happened in almost every interview he's given recently. Can you imagine this man managing a response to a pandemic? How about managing your country? No, you can't. And Democrats know that, too. Biden was always meant to be a puppet of the people in charge, but in a real crisis, that may not work. So you got to ask the question, unlikely as it sounds, could Biden be replaced? No, the rules as we understand them would make that pretty tough. They might not even allow it. Doesn't mean it won't happen. Some Democrats are already discussing replacing Joe Biden with the obvious choice, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's risen to fame and wide acclaim, if we're being honest, on his response to coronavirus.
To state the obvious, older people are more adversely affected by the coronavirus than younger people. You're 77 years old. How have you been adjusting to the threat from this virus? What have you been doing to keep yourself safe?
Well, I've been following the recommendation of our governor, and I've been staying in place, not going out, not gathering at events. And the good news is that, thank God, at least what I've been told by the docs, that I have no underlying condition that would complicate my circumstance.
Rival Senator Bernie Sanders. Sanders is ramping up for the next round of primaries, including... Excuse me. You know, you're supposed to cough into your elbow. I don't know, sir. I learned that actually covering your White House.
These people are sick.
President Biden, thank you so much for your time. Please stay healthy. Really appreciate it.
In Hot Topics, we talked about Trump saying the government would reassess the recommended period for keeping businesses shut and people at home. Are you at all concerned, as Trump said, that we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself?
Saying that what's happening when I say the cure, and the cure could be worse than the problem itself, right? That's what we can't let that happen. We can't let that happen.
We have to take care of the cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what. No matter what. But the living conditions are nice.
Your candidate might be better on, I don't know, health care than Joe is. But you've got to look at who's going to win this election. And maybe you have to swallow a little bit and say, okay, I sort of personally like so-and-so better. But your bottom line has to be that we have to beat Trump.
So, David, you have to swallow it and vote for Biden. I mean, is that the sign of a hot campaign, one that's really attracting voters here?
These people are sick.